Well, another day, another game, another game, another effort where they do not score a goal in their own building. Could you imagine being a season ticket holder, spending thousands of dollars to watch this team play 41 home games, and you have not heard that goal song? You have not stood up to sing that goal song once this season. But anyway, welcome on into another post-game show here on Rangers Central. And the Rangers get shut out, which I realize I messed up the title. It was 2-0, not 1-0. So I do apologize there, as I will correct that. But nonetheless, yeah, the Rangers once again lay an egg in their own building in terms of just not getting on the score sheet, in terms of the fact that it was pretty much a carbon copy and paste of the last game in regards to they just didn't do enough to score. The fourth line, once again, was their best line. And you're not going to win hockey games on a nightly basis when your fourth line is consistently your best line. And there's things that are concerning me in regards to not only what I brought up last post game, where do you have the talent to actually win these games because of the fact that I mean, it's clear as day they're not getting on the score sheet. They couldn't score on Stuart Skinner, mind you. Silvas. Like, these are the goalies that they're not scoring against, mind you. Charlie Lindgren. Forgot to even mention that. Yeah, Charlie Lindgren. They're not scoring against these kind of goalies. Not only the talent thing, but there's things that worry me because how long is your fourth line going to play like this for? Is your fourth line really going to play like this on a nightly basis? Is Igor Shesterkin going to play like this on a nightly basis? Because you are wasting competent goaltending, great goaltending right now out of Igor Shesterkin. And at some point, he's not going to give this type of perfection night in and night out. It's that simple. It is really that simple. You're not getting this perfection. The defensive structure, I don't know. Our team's going to pick this team apart defensively at some point once there's more film in that regard. But all I know is this. For a team that's starving for goals, you have to seriously, if you're management, take a look at yourself and admit the mistake, which is impossible for Chris Drury to do. But if Chris Drury had balls, he would say, I fucked up. I'm going to get rid of Taylor Radish. I'm going to get rid of Juuso Parssinen. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Brett Berard in this lineup. I'm going to go ahead and put Gabe Perreault in this lineup. Because if my top guys aren't going to do it, then maybe they will. Because it's another night where Artemi Panarin is just doing absolutely nothing. But anytime he had a quality or was in a spot to have a quality opportunity, like in the first period, I believe it was, it was the first period where he makes a play to stop the breakout. And then he gives it to Zibanejad. Zibanejad gives it back over to him. And Artemi Panarin was so polite that he decided, you know what? I'm going to wait for Stuart Skinner to set up in the crease before I rip the puck here, instead of just ripping it right off the pass. Because it just really nice of him. But once again, another night of just not good enough hockey from him. And it's 5 games now of this. JT Miller, I mean, what has he been doing? Mika, while he looks better right now, he's missing the net anytime he's getting in a prime scoring chance. So you could show me that he's getting high danger chances. You could show me that guys are getting high danger chances. If you're missing the net or shooting it right to the crest of the jersey, that just tells me the guys you have might not be good enough. Because the fact that Adam Edstrom and Sam Carrick accounted for 6 high danger chances tonight, great. And the fourth line's playing good. Like I said at the top, they are the most consistent thing about this team right now. And I don't want to take anything away from that. But again, I have to ask the question of, are you going to get this on a nightly basis? Because we saw in January them getting this, but outside of that, it kind of faded once we got to February, and then as Edstrom got hurt, and as we went on. So I don't expect this from them on a nightly basis, and it's not fair to expect it from them on a nightly basis. They are not supposed to be the guys of this team. The guys are supposed to be the guys that I mentioned before: Panarin, Lafreniere, Miller, Zibanejad. And when your fourth line is all you got going for you right now, you're not going to win a lot of games. You're just not. And I mean, they can't even score right now on the power play. At home, at least. Every opportunity they get, they miss the net. Every single one. And it's just beyond infuriating to watch. Because not only are they wasting opportunities from their goalie giving them the effort that he is, but they're wasting opportunities of Edmonton didn't give you their best game tonight. They were sloppy with moving the puck. They passed up on a couple of quality looks too. And you couldn't capitalize off of the Edmonton Oilers not having their best night. And not only that, the Edmonton Oilers, one of their best traits, one of their best things about their team is their power play. They didn't get a single power play all game. And you still couldn't find a way to win this game. It's unreal. It is unreal. And then the goal that they allowed at Euro Vakanainen, man. I don't know what we're doing with him. I really don't know. Because he just is not cutting it. And that's another thing where you have a young guy that's better. So, again, wouldn't it be cool if the GM admitted his mistake and decided to bring up Scott Morrow, who could actually move the puck, instead of playing Euro Vakanainen, who is incapable of moving the puck, who plays a soft game on the back end? And then I do have a question with Mike Sullivan tonight. One gripe that I have with him: I didn't understand why Matthew Robertson was out there in the final few minutes of the game against Connor McDavid, nonetheless. I mean, I guess your reasoning why is that it's either him or Vakanainen. You can't play Gavrikov the entire time out there, or what are you going to do? Play three defensemen out there? I guess that was the reason why. So I don't even fully kill him because this is what he's handed, unfortunately. But I didn't understand that because Connor McDavid was having a field day out there against Robertson. But nonetheless, I mean, again, they could get to the scoring opportunities or the areas you need to score. They could create a few rushes here and there, but it does not matter when they're missing the net or the shot selection's poor or they're shooting it right to the crest. It's really that simple. And that's just what has happened every game at the Garden thus far. And it's very infuriating to watch. I mean, Valley was talking about, because I listened to the first few minutes of the post game, and he's highlighting all those opportunities. That's Zibanejad just missing the net in prime opportunities, pointing out how Panarin has been invisible I could tell you right now, I really do not care what happens from here on out. You got to move this guy at the deadline because you can't bring him back. Can't bring him back. So you better move him. It just again, you're not going to win nights when Sam Carrick's your best player or your best forward at least. You're just simply not. And it's annoying because there are things that are just like I don't know. It just reminded me at points of early on last year with this team. That's kind of how I feel with some of this stuff, with certain traits at least. I'm not saying there's a direct correlation, but certain traits. But just trying to find some. I'm gonna get through the comments now. Leave a like though if you have not already. Subscribe. I didn't even get to the intro. Turn on your notifications as well. But let me see what you guys are saying. B-Ry saying funny thing is I don't think they're playing that bad. I don't think so either, but I don't know if, and this was my concern going into the year. I don't know if you have enough talent to win games. I just don't know about it. And it just seems like it. And I've been saying this in my group chat as well to I've been saying it to Matt, Carson, all of them who are in my group chats. I've been saying for a legit contending team, these games are acceptable, but not good enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're just all brainwashed from the garbage of the past few years. And it's an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. They're not playing bad. They're playing okay. But again, it's just not good enough. Let's see. Some of the history as well. Stat boy Steven killing me. The last time the Rangers got shut out in 3 consecutive home games, they won the Stanley Cup. Yeah, back in 1928 when there are 6 teams in the league. That is awesome. He also tweeted at one point that the 25-26 Rangers are now the only team to trail the 1928-29 Pittsburgh Pirates for the longest goalless streak at home to start a season. That is great. Yeah, because they lapped the Panthers. So, hey, we're getting there. We're getting close to history. Getting pretty close to history. And that's my point is that like I said, we're brainwashed from the garbage that again, these are better efforts. I don't want to take it away from them. These are okay games in the grand scheme of things. This is fair. That this is like a DeGrom treatment right now. Yeah. And this again all ties to Chris Drury that he didn't do good enough. He didn't do good enough at all. And this is part of why I advocate for getting rid of Panarin because you could allocate that money to make this roster deeper versus having him who plays in a circle rink. There's no corners with this guy. He's never going to go into a corner. Never at all. So, yeah, and the third line getting 7 minutes. I don't understand that. And you know what? That's my other. If I'm going to complain about anything from Mike Sullivan as well, that would be my other complaint is that when you're watching Artemi Panarin shit himself that much out there, send a message and get me I can't believe I'm saying it. Send a message and get Sam Carrick out there more. I'm serious about it. I'm serious. Reward the guys that are actually playing good. I think that's an insult to Mitch Marner, honestly, because you know what? At least Mitch Marner is willing to help out his team on the back end. Instead, I'm watching Artemi Panarin trying to move the puck out of his own end and right on the stick of Evan Bouchard. Thank you for the $10, Davis. I appreciate this a lot. Trying to find something positive. What do you think of the defensive play? Yes, they're getting shut out, but few goals against. I think the defensive play has been better than it was last year. I do worry though a bit. Again, like for me, it's just too early to where I worry about teams once they get more film finding ways to exploit the fact that there are times I worry that when they're not moving their feet enough in the D zone, that teams are going to start to catch up to that and start to find ways to exploit that. But it's been better. Like again, I don't want to take that away from them, but it is something that I want to, I think it's worth thinking about and keeping in mind that it's possible that that's going to happen. And even then, there are times where they're not giving up a lot of shots, but I'm not liking some of the opportunities. Like the third period, they gave up a couple of good opportunities when, you know, I get that's happening when you're pressing for goals, but they weren't even generating that much more than they did in the other two periods to where it warranted that. And this is the point. Yeah, there's too much puck watching. And that's what I worry about getting exploited down the road. Just not enough moving their feet, too much puck watching. That's something that we'll see what happens, but well, happy birthday though, Lewis. Lewis or Louis? I don't know. But either way, happy birthday. And it's sad because they have guys in Hartford that could be this, but they're just not bringing them up. They're just not. I mean, you have a perfectly capable forward in Brett Berard down there, and they're not utilizing him. They won't score a goal until Black Ops 7 releases. Oh my goodness. Is that actually true? That is it impossible for them to score at home before Black Ops 7 releases? I don't even know when that game's dropping. I'm not getting it. I gave up on them. I mean, they're going to Toronto on Thursday and then Montreal. So score a goal before GTA 6. Oh, oh my goodness. I have no clue, but this is not to my concern, honestly. I really, you have the conversation, see where he's willing to go, and it is what it is. That's not my concern. I have no idea where Panarin would be willing to go. But JT Miller to the press to calm down. It's only game 5. What do you mean calm down? You haven't scored at home yet? I don't know. There's part of me that feels it's important to be even keeled. Um, but I would like a little bit of we're not playing good enough. And even if he disagrees with it, something along the lines of just like we need to start generating more. We need to be moving the puck more. We need to capitalize on our opportunities and not miss the damn net. I don't know. Thank you for the $5, Van. this team skates bad and slow in comparison to better teams. And that's also part of the problem. And that was, the point I was making when they brought Mike Sullivan in. Like, I like Mike Sullivan. You could bring in Mike Sullivan, but when you're giving him this as the ingredients, what really could he do with it? Like, what I mean? My whole point was how much could he really milk out of this thing? And we'll see as time goes on, but I just never felt you're going to be able to milk enough because of the lack of talent on this roster. I mean, look at the way it's constructed, and this is why. This is exactly why I say what I do about Chris Shuri. It's exactly why I've said that I have a hard time taking this team seriously until he's gone. Because this is what he constructed. Look at the first home goal when pitchers and catchers report. There's signs of structure here. That's the redeeming part. But how long until they quit on it because the personnel isn't sufficient for Sullivan's system? And that's another question I have because, we saw that with Laviolette where they played good the first 2 months and then all of a sudden it faded. So time to talk about Cooley. Now he's not a top 6 player. He's been a ghost. I mean, I've always felt, and I said it in a post game recently, if I'm not mistaken, too, that I like Will Cooley, but the way you maximize your lineup is if he's your third line left winger. Like that, a deep team has him on the third line. Like if your third line was Cooley, Laba, and Berard, I'd feel good. And then you put Gabe in the top 6 instead, and then Trocheck when he's healthy is there. The top 6 still has a lot of flaws, but at least that third line is a capable third line where right now you couldn't play them because you have Taylor Radish who does absolutely nothing, and you have Johnny Brodzinski, which I want him in the lineup. I'm not going to lie that I called for him to be in the lineup, but the games he's been in the lineup, he hasn't really made an impact. So Rangers wait too long to trade a player when you could get a boatload in return. And that was my argument with Kreider. And that was my argument for why you move Panarin in the offseason, or at least have the conversation because you maximize the return. But it's the problem is, Bobby, it's not a luck thing. They're missing the net on their opportunities. That's not bad luck. That's just not being good enough. I would agree if like Stuart Skinner, he had that one unbelievable save on Sam Carrick. If he was making those saves all game long, I would 100% be on board with you and be like, yeah, you know what? They're getting goalied and they're at least generating opportunities to where the goalie has to make unbelievable saves. But they're not doing that. They're shooting it right into the crest. They're missing the net, like I've said 50 times this episode. But that's not bad luck. And let's see. And I don't want to be frustrated, but this is what it is, unfortunately. Thank you for the $2, Tyler. As a Devil fan, I think you guys played well. Again, like I don't think they played bad. I want to make that clear. I don't think they played bad, but there's something here to where you have to question if they have the talent to win enough games here. Thank you for the $2. NYR nobody, Matt Rempe 1 goal, Connor McDavid 0 goals. Well, leaving with that, I guess. They kept Connor McDavid off the board, leaving with something. And this is what I do worry about too, because they asked Carrick, I believe, during the intermission about how, how do you not let that um how do you not let the fact that you haven't scored at home not get to your head? And, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the top guys checking out and being that way, because that's the trend that we've seen over the past few years, to where it could affect their game defensively. I'm not saying they played bad. I just said I don't think they played bad. But again, it's not a bad luck thing. That's my point. My point is that it's not bad luck when you're missing the net, or when you're, like I said, shooting it right to the goalie's chest. That's not bad luck. Tell me why the Rangers hate the kids. I don't know, but it's very annoying. It is very frustrating. But the fact that it's been through multiple coaches tells me it's a Chris Drury thing. Because, I mean, Kyle Dubas, there was an article that dropped recently that part of why he pushed Sullivan out the door is because he wants to get the young guys in the lineup, and Mike Sullivan wasn't willing to do it. Anthony, all good, no worries. But never got the note you went live. My bad. The biggest concern for me, aside from the top six right now, is 2 for 12 on the power play. Yeah, I mean, and one of them coming from your second unit, which I don't expect the second unit to contribute a lot, which I talked about in the final buzzer with Filk recently. That, what's the over under? 7 goals is what I set the line at for goals from power play 2, and we all said the under. And the fact that you had to keep the first unit out there as long as you did tonight tells you don't trust the second unit. And the first unit, they miss the net on every opportunity they get. So it kind of goes hand in hand for me. A bunch of Julian Gauthiers out there. Honestly, that's not even ridiculous to say. That is completely fair. The Pittsburgh shutout was the worst still. That one was horrible. At least in these games, they've been competitive. That game, they weren't even competitive. That game was just game 83 of last season. And that's why I ranted the way I did. That's why I thought we're in for another rough ride. What are we gonna do when we play good goalies? Ottinger, Swayman, Wolf is better than these shitty goalies. Don't even get me started on Vassy and Bob. I mean, just in general, Florida too. I mean, Florida they play a really defensively sound game as well. So that will be interesting in general on that one. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know what they're going to do if they can't score on Stuart Skinner, if they can't score on Charlie Lindgren, if they can't score on, you know, Silvas. It's just reminding me of the Mets so much this past year, where the Mets offense, when they showed up, it was against bad pitching all the time. And it's like, you're supposed to beat up on the bad pitchers, but when if you get to the playoffs, that is, which you know, but if you get to the playoffs, you're going to face better teams, and you're better yet going to face better goaltending or better pitching in that case for the Mets. So, if you can't beat up on the bad goalies and the good goalies, then we really got problems here. We have a good bottom six club with an 11 million goalie. This is what you get. Hey, I mean, I won't get into that. I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get into it though tonight. That's a conversation that we could have down the road, though. Don't even. Don't even. Don't even. Pete trades a first round pick this year. He trades a first. Unless you're getting a bona fide young star. Future with control, that is. Future first. You buying a Centennial once they finally score, or something. Probably should get the jersey of the first person to score one. Imagine buying a Sam Carrick jersey because he's the one. I did actually get a Centennial. Well, I didn't get it yet. It's on its way. Hopefully. Hopefully it will be on its way soon. I don't know. Sure. You know what? Let's see. Has my Centennial jersey shipped yet? Probably not. Because Fanatics is, well, Fanatics. But let's see. If I could even find it. I apologize. Now you got me wondering, but there's no way. Yeah, no, they haven't. Not expect until November. That's great. I got Henrik Lundqvist on the back because I'm not. I was not chancing it with these guys. Got Lundqvist. You're just not listening to what I'm saying. I don't know what to tell you, Bobby. Bet we wouldn't have a hard time scoring goals if we had. Yeah. No, no. Jake Gensel's a Crosby merchant, Anthony. He's a Crosby merchant. Yeah, happy Centennial season where we're getting shut out. First 3 games. This would have been. I thought about this. I'm not gonna lie. I did think about getting a Centennial with Sam Rosen on the back. It was in consideration. I would love to have the jersey that he's been wearing in. I don't know if you guys saw. He made a cameo account, and I'd love to get the jersey patch that he has with his name on the back, the power play goal patch. I don't know if that's available, but that would be that'd be a nice jersey purchase. Well, hopefully, if they miss the playoffs, he won't be here. It's kind of my hope. All right, I'm done with this. Um, yeah, Gensel broke his finger, so he was no good. The patch is available at MSG. I'm gonna look on the website then. If I could get the patch, Man, that could be an idea. I'm not gonna lie, I that could be. They have a Sam Rosen collection. I only see the shirt on here, so I don't know. What shirt? I'm saying that for Matt and Carson. But maybe it's only available in person. Yeah, I know you said when in person, when you went in person, but I did want to. I wanted to check if it was online because sometimes I sell them online. Got Trocheck Centennial and then he got hurt. That's my kind of jersey luck, honestly. You don't even want to know what I got. I got a very unfortunate jersey collection. I mean, I don't have to go in person to watch a game. I could always just go in person to go to the store and then walk out. You know, that could be an idea. I can't bring myself to go to a game right now. I can't. Facts. Well, nah, the St. Louis jersey that's in the background that you could partially say that one's tough. The cup patch on it, that jersey. But nonetheless, I am going to wrap things up here. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next. And I'll see you guys in the next one.